The walled city of Urbino was one of the most important sites in the Italian Renaissance, but it's also important to shotguns. In 1967, Paolo Benelli formed a new branch of the motorcycle company to make shotguns designed by Bruno Civillani. Today we know those shotguns as Inertia-driven.
The way the Inertia system works is quite simple. And in essence, you fire the gun, and the gun wants to move backwards from recoil. The weight of that heavy bolt body actually stays somewhat stationary in relation to the gun moving backwards. And that stationary bolt, with the gun moving backwards around it, compresses the inertia spring on the inside. Once the recoil subsides, that inertia spring springs and shoots that bolt rearward, kicking the old shell out, and then as it reaches the end of the cycle, the recoil spring takes over, forcing it back forward, picking up the next cartridge and getting ready to fire again. It's really very, very simple, but again, very difficult to manufacture because the tolerances required.
The gun that really put Benelli on the map was the Super Black Eagle. This is a 3.5-inch 12-gauge autoloader that could literally shoot all shell sizes, 2 3/4, 3-inch, and the big 3.5-inch shells.
Talk about the right gun at the right time. That Super Black Eagle, following the ban on lead shot, because everybody knows steel shot's much lighter, it's got a higher velocity, it doesn't hit nearly as hard. So people were really starting to need a gun that would reliably shoot 3.5-inch shells. But because not everybody was using 3.5-inch shells, they needed that reliability in the wide spectrum of ammunition. And that's really the biggest benefit in my mind of a Super Black Eagle platform, is the versatility.
I think what most hunters find different about the Benelli is just the fact that it works. You know, it'll eat anything you feed it, time and time again, and it'll work. It'll always work, day after day.
You think about it, they're subjected to mud, snow, rain, extreme cold, salt water. So when we're talking about what are the toughest shotguns in the world, what are the toughest shotguns ever made, the Super Black Eagle's got to be at the top of that list.
Every brand has what they call a hero product. And for Benelli, a Super Black Eagle has always been that hero product, the cornerstone. It's the one that everybody approaches you on when they say, hey, let me tell you my Benelli story, right?
Our first challenge in 2002, 2003 was develop the second generation. And after a very tough job, we arrived to develop and to equip the Super Black Eagle 2 with the first Comfort Tech stock. That was a milestone for Benelli because after the SBA2, the Comfort Tech stock was spread all over the Benelli line, in the rifle, in the over and under, in many other products, in the wooden line. But the very first was the SBA2 that was recognized to be a very big success by the American hunters. And Benelli USA made a big part of the launch and the diffusion of this part. 3 years ago now, we were required to develop the SBA3, and that was another challenging point because how can we improve a product that has been on the top selling of US market for so many times, for a so long period. And we met together and we found features that would have been installed. I mean, the easy locking, the easy loading, the second generation of the Comfort Tech, a new style of the stock and the forend and the receiver. And I think with if I see the selling numbers, with a very big satisfaction of the American market. So even that was a winning action.
In 1979, the American Rifleman reviewed literally the Benelli autoloader. We just called it the Benelli shotgun. There weren't any names associated with the gun based on Bruno Civillani's patents. But this company has grown. From that basic gun, we ended up with the Black Eagle, the Super 90. Of course, they went into gas operation with the M4, and today they produce the Super Black Eagle 3, the Ethos, and of course, the Montefeltro.
The most important and proud project is surely the next one, because we have to look to future and we don't like to look to past.
So one of the things that we've known about for quite some time is obviously our guns are used out in the elements, right? And we've spent over 10 years now working on a new process that we are very proud to be discussing today called the BEST treatment, Benelli surface treatment, if you will. And what that is a hybrid PVD, PCVD coating, which basically puts an armor on all the metal parts of the shotgun, all the steel parts of the shotgun. And that armor is completely impenetrable from rust or corrosion, immensely superior abrasion resistance to anything else out in the market. And I want to be real clear that this is a proprietary finish to Benelli. No other company out in the market's going to use this. Frankly, they can't develop it even if they tried to, because of the amount of research and investment that we've put in developing this finish.
This is the perfect merge of two different innovative product and technology, SB3 and BEST treatment.
These guns really are based off of a lot of innovation and technology. You know, whether it's the cryo barrel process, which is a cold treated process to harden that barrel and lengthen the life of a barrel on the majority of our products here, whether it's the new BEST coating, whether it's recoil reduction. These are all things that are studied and not just copied off of somebody else.
Our approach is every day to think a new evolution in order to satisfy our customer.
We have a very strong position in the semi-automatic shotgun market, but we want to protect that every day and really grow out and find new ways to find new consumers to enjoy Benelli products and Benelli innovation. And getting into the bolt-action rifle market is just a natural.
The new Lupo follow a design process of brainstorming, benchmarking, patent release, and after a huge work, we were able to release a design of a product that is really ergonomic in the approach, really efficient in the trigger group, and most of it is really precise.
There's a number of new things in that rifle. To start with, and most obviously, it's a chassis style receiver, and that the lower receiver is aluminum, and that forces two-piece stock assembly. Not dissimilar from a shotgun stock assembly. You have a buttstock and you have a fore-end, which right away gives you incredible modularity in the Lupo platform. It gives you the ability to adjust the drop and cast. It gives you the ability to adjust the length of pole and the comb height. It also gives us the ability to add our technologies of progressive comfort and comb tech into the Lupo platform.
You know, the A28U we launched 4.5 years ago at this point and have carved out a nice position in the market. The field gun is just a pleasure to go upland hunting with. A great shooting gun, great pointing gun. Last year we brought out the A28U Sport and started getting into the target market, which is a whole new entry. But for next year we have the 20 gauge field gun, which is a new platform. And we're really excited to see this entry come into the marketplace, because the second you enter the firearms industry with a new product, the next question is, hey, what about this caliber? What about this barrel length? You know, what about this gauge? And from day one, people have been saying, when's the 20 gauge coming? And we are really excited about this. It's a fantastic product. Everybody that's handled it and shot it so far is on cloud 9 about this product. And we think it'll really help us further solidify our position out there in the over-under market. Any of the products you buy from us, you're never going to be disappointed in how they perform. Okay, if you are, for any reason, we're going to support that, and that's the ethos of our company. Do whatever it takes to make the consumer happy, because they're out to enjoy themselves with our products. Okay, that's what this is all about: going out and making memories, spending time with friends, and having different experiences wherever they are, whatever they're doing, whatever their passion sport is.